It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ravichandran Duraiswamy. Mr. Ravichandran is associated as Senior Manager for Product Management at Messer Cutting Systems India Private Limited. Coming with mechanical engineering background, Mr. Ravichandran is active with new product development, professional experience of more than 3 decades in machine tools, automation, and thermal cutting industry. Today, Mr. Duraiswamy will briefly overview us about automation and metal forming. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ravichandran Duraiswamy.
Thanks for the OEM for this opportunity. And let me take just as the time is prescribed is very less, let me go directly to the topic. So I'm going to talk about the automation in metal forming, but metal forming in the sense I am from a cutting background, and so my explanation or interpretation of automation will be in that area. But that is mainly a general theme itself, like not just specific to plate cutting industry. So we in Mesa specialize on oxyfuel, plasma, and laser cutting machines. I don't want to go into depth of the process where we can go up to 300 mm and maximum cutting and with oxyfuel and maximum cutting of 160 mm generally with 80 mm in a production flow and for with plasma and laser also. So on the automotive file, if you see laser is mostly used technology for the sheet metal parts. So this is the precision wise in terms of laser, plasma, and oxyfuel, wherein the curve width is very low in laser, and that gives more precise products. And with the um, introduction of high power lasers, the uh, bandwidth of plate cutting has gone up higher for laser, where you can go up to 25 mm. And now to be very specific on the machine front, we have now got very optimized machines which can produce, which has got high productivity with the power of the laser, with the increased power of plasma. So the need for automation is felt because of that, because we have got high productive machines, and all the industrial sector is moving towards lean manufacturing, and they want very minimum ideal time to be actually experienced in the production process. And one other thing is the production batches have shrunk down, where the people want to shift from one process to another, one product to another. So you have to have switching over between materials which are very specific to different products. So all these actually gives an emphasis to use automation in the process and also in the production flow. So you can have automation on two fronts. One on the materials being handled. Handled is either you're storing it or you're transferring it from the storage into the machine, or from the equipment to the and material feeding it onto the equipment. And after the process is being done, sorting out the uh, process parts. Like you have a plate, then you have different types of plates being cut, and how you are going to take it out and bin them up. That's a, if that is automized, that's a great thing. That's another thing. And digitizing the process, wherein you optimize your production process, and you can always monitor, and in real time you get the information about the process in real time. And with when you are getting that in a digital format, it's easy to analyze the data and know where to actually, which is the bottleneck, and where you have to improve your process. All these things can be analyzed beforehand before you start the actual process. So I'm going to talk about automation in material handling and process digitization, which are the most specific automation area on a metal industry. So the benefits of automation are like it is gives you increased automation, increased productivity, then and it lowers the operating cost, then improves the worker safety, and then better use of manpower and equipment, and it also helps in easily shifting out from one product to the other. So and improved planning, because when you automate, your automation system takes care of your the non-value added activities, whereas the operator is left to work on higher ability jobs. So these are the benefits, a few benefits which you get out from a automated workflow. So you have a this is a video. I don't want to that is which shows the material being stored and the process material being unloaded and uh, loaded onto the machine. I want to skip this up, and because of a short because of the time being very short. Earlier, like you, a conventional way of loading the material is directly from the forklift or overhead crane to the machine, and after that it goes out to the storage area. But in case you have an automation, you can store it on a vertical storage, which actually gives you reduction in space, and your inventory is well controlled. It's controlled. It reduces your losses in inventory. Different methods of uh, putting it the plates onto the machine. That is, you can have handle only a bundle of cheese, and a picker can pick it up and load sheet by sheet, where you don't need a lot of manpower. And like when you are going away from dependency on manpower, your productivity is increased and machine doesn't starve for material. So this type of material handling system actually increases your productivity and also gives you lower dependency on the manpower. So you can have various combinations like a loader putting out the plate, because in a metal forming it comes as flat plates and it can be stored. This is a typical example where you can see a loader with a vacuum pad or a magnetic actuator picking up the material from the prescribed location and loading it onto the um, machine, and then unloading it onto the uh, picker area also. So you can have different various models wherein you can have a lean thing called a combined loading and unloading system. So and a storage tower also, and multiple storage towers either vertically, or some cases where you have only specified plates to be handled. You can have a specific locations horizontally on the floor, but well managed with the inventory system, so that you are always aware of what is your stock at any given point of time. And there's another automation after you cut the parts. Like the best thing is to pick out the parts and then uh, store it on bins or take it to the next location. So we can have pickers where it can pick the cut parts from the machine and then put it on bins. So one thing is loading the material also involves a lot of manpower, and unloading the parts also involves a lot of manpower. So when the nesting is done, the machine knows exactly where the parts are and where one type of part is available in the nesting plant. So it picks up automatically, it picks up the required part and puts it in the designated bins. So the time taken to retrieve and then making the machine ready for the next operation is also reduced, so that your machine utilization goes up, and productivity also increases, at least by around 30% is what we have seen in our customer machines. So this is on the context of material storage, handling, feeding, and sorting. This comes on the material movement. And next is the process automation. Automation is going digital. going digital is like you automate your ERP system to your production planning and to your production process. So, a lot of people they say like you have a ERP system fully disconnected with your production machines. So what happens is your planning, your nesting software or your CAM software, they are not integrated with your ERP systems. So whenever that's a manual intervention, so that is your most what is it? It's not a bottleneck. That's a it's a request, or it's high time that people stop intervention of manual uh, shifting of data from the ERP system to the CAM software. So if that is possible, the workflow is very smooth. And the second thing is what is the workload on the machine, how it is being scheduled, and based on the output like requirement, which parts should be scheduled prior and which parts should be scheduled later stage, and on what machines. So all this, if it is automatically done, it takes up quite a load off from the planning process. And then on the material utilization, machine utilization, how people would like to know how their machine is utilized, whether it is underutilized or they get the best out of their machine. So, of these informations are the most needed for the industry. So, if you digitize, it is gives you more efficient operations in order management and work preparation and in machine operation and in planning, and also it gives relevant information in real time. So for the future, it is always better to have a digitization of process, which optimizes the production process and the administration also, and gives you maximum utilization of the machine. So it's like a typical shop floor scenario where you have a ERP system which creates the demand, and then that demand is converted to the process planning and schedule on the machines which are used to process the plates. So if you have a scheduler automatically taking up your demand from the ERP system, that gives the automation process. And then from the machine, once the operation is done, the information of what is being processed, how much is being accepted, and what is being rejected. If all these data are not manually added onto your ERP system, it is directly taken from the machine. If that's a process, then that can be easily fit into your ERP system without any manual intervention, which can reduce your time and also reduce the errors which are done manually. So here in Mesa, we have tools which can give you seamless support by connecting ERP to the CAM software, which we call it as the OmniBin. And then we have a scheduler which can take up scheduling from the software. And then we have a PDC, that is process deduction center, that's which takes up the actual process data and feed it back to the ERP system. So the whole process can be digitized. And we also have the machine inside, which gives live in the sense in real time information on machine utilization, and if there is an ideal time, why the ideal time is there, and you can have it as a report and analyze, and so you can fine tune your process. So in Mesa we have all tools which can totally digitize your process and which can help you like identify the bottlenecks much earlier than when you start doing the process. So we have the ERP Connect, and from Omnifab, we can straight away take up quotes of the cut parts, like what we can, how much it is, and we can the quotation information can be given automatically. And you have the job management with the scheduler, and then the machine inside, which gives real-time information of the machine. So it automates the process, and shows bottleneck much in advance and gives real-time feedback, on-time delivery, and this type of automation will always provide transparency over the whole process and effective utilization of machine and manpower. So it's like automatic data exchange between Omnivin and ERP system is the same thing, and connect all the stakeholders and effective job scheduling and uh, provide production results, plan versus actual. All the analysis can be done using the OmniFab tools. So the onus is on to automate to increase productivity at least by 30% and lowering operating costs. It depends on industry to industry, and quality increases and improved work environment and improves increased worker safety. Automation, these are the benefits of automation in the metal forming industry.
Thank you, Mr. Ravichandran, for taking on this topic and sharing your views on automation in metal forming.